He trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything.
David is losing his mind because of a resurfaced live stream clip. This clip from musician and streamer David, real name David Anthony Burke, has reignited outrage around the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The clip, reportedly filmed months before her body was discovered inside the frunk of his Tesla, shows Celeste chatting on stream and making an offhand remark that today sounds far more sinister. You can hear the panic in David's voice as soon as Celeste says those words.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything.
He wanted everything to be deleted, but someone screen recorded the live stream. This video was hidden for so long, maybe because it was one of the videos David himself had tried to erase. There are multiple links that show David was Celeste's boyfriend, but after this statement from Celeste, are we sure that they were dating and that Celeste was not being held against her will? It is insane how this video was hidden for so long and only surfaced after the death of Celeste. And the most worrying part is that everyone who joined this live stream had an idea about what was going on. You can see the comments where people are telling him to end the stream to avoid issues. Someone commented, "Public statement from David's girl." These comments make you wonder if people close to David know about the real age of Celeste. Ordinarily, an old stream wouldn't mean much, but in this case, the timing is everything. The clip is dated within the same 6-month window that private investigator Steve Fisher now believes Celeste may have already been living under David's supervision. That was months before her official disappearance. When the clip resurfaced on Reddit and X, viewers were divided. Some argued that it was just dark humor. Others saw it as a cry for help ignored in plain sight. Comment sections filled with disbelief. How did no one report this when it first streamed? He deleted the VODs for a reason. That joke sounds different now that we know what happened. If a body was found in my car, I would have been arrested in an hour. People can't wrap their heads around it. How is David still walking free? There's video evidence, physical evidence, digital trails, and yet no arrest, no charge, just silence. It's like every new clue gets swallowed before it ever reaches daylight. So, what's really happening behind the scenes? Is someone suppressing this case? Is the police holding something back? Or protecting someone they shouldn't? Because this silence doesn't feel like a procedure anymore. It feels like a cover. And what makes it worse? This isn't even the first thing David failed to hide. Remember the Instagram video from Six Flags Magic Mountain? The one he forgot to delete? The shot that showed him grinning at the amusement park. Same date, same location where Celeste and her cousin Esmeralda were spotted that day. That exact day is printed on the Build-A-Bear certificate recovered from his abandoned mansion. April 21st, 2024.
He did not take everything with him, like the Build-A-Bear certificate. What's important is what's at the bottom. Take a look closely. You can see the name Esmeralda. Celeste, the dead girl, had a cousin named Esmeralda.
That single video quietly confirms what investigators already suspected. David was there. Celeste was there. Her cousin was there. And this is too much of a coincidence. He tried to erase the proof, scrubbing VODs, deleting posts, wiping accounts, but he missed that one photo.
The PI was implying that David, Celeste, and Esmeralda were all at an event together, and a lot of people were putting things together. I also was putting things together. We found a TikTok video of David on a roller coaster around this time period. We also saw photos that Esmeralda had posted to her Pinterest, I believe, of her at a theme park in April of 2024. We also saw that on May 30th, Esmeralda and Celeste were together at Esmeralda's high school graduation.
And just like the stream he forgot to delete, this ties him right back to a girl who was already listed as missing. Six Flags Magic Mountain is now a physical marker linking David Anthony Burke to Celeste Rivas Hernandez during the very period he claims he had nothing to do with her disappearance. And probably the scariest thing he forgot to cover up are the things the private investigator found inside his house. What Steve Fisher says he found there is straight out of a nightmare.
They were disturbing items.
Found items that could be linked to the crime. Items left behind by LAPD even after a search of the property.
There's some items, some physical items that I unfortunately can't disclose, but they are significant because they could be something that could have been used in a plan to actually get rid of her body.
He described the discovery as disturbing, sadistic, and deeply unnatural, the kind of things no one should ever come across in a regular home. Fisher didn't reveal everything publicly, most likely because of legal limits, but what he did share was enough to make anyone's stomach turn.
But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is, there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her, and it's scary, sadistic stuff. And that's why we're trying to learn more about that. I wish I could say more, but for obvious reasons I can't. But it doesn't have to do with how she died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her, and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at the time, and things just, their timing was just off as far as getting this done. But there's a few things that were just like, will blow your mind.
He said there were items that could be used to get rid of a person if someone really wanted to. Not ordinary tools, not something you'd find lying around by accident. Things that, in his own words, were beyond tools. He emphasized how dark and twisted it felt, calling it sadistic stuff. He said there were heavy-duty trash bags, cleaning agents, and chemical products that had no reason to be there. And here's what makes it even more unbelievable. Some of those items were left behind after the LAPD's first official search. Police had already been through the property with a warrant, but for reasons nobody understands, they didn't seize everything. They just took photos and left the rest sitting there. So what's next? It indeed is strange that David is still not a suspect in this case, and the investigators are saying that David's site might soon claim that Celeste was not killed by anyone.
Bottles of prescription pain medication and drug paraphernalia are recovered inside the home, not by LAPD, but by Steve Fisher. The LAPD did not publicly disclose finding prescription drugs or drug paraphernalia. Other people were staying there as well, men and women. Their personal belongings in guest bedrooms, bathroom cabinets, and bedside tables. A neighbor reported seeing Celeste sitting on the curb in front of the house as if she was waiting for someone to let her inside.
Those pill bottles could easily become David's lifeline. If he chooses to lean on them, they could help him paint the story as an OD instead of something far darker. Think about it. One simple narrative shift, and suddenly, he's not the villain. And if the investigation follows that path, then what happens to accountability? Who carries the blame for Celeste's death? The system that ignored her? The people who enabled her? Or the man who just happened to be there when it all ended? Because if those bottles rewrite the cause, they might also rewrite the truth. However, in the middle of all this chaos, one fact still stands. Celeste was a minor when David was involved with her. No theory, no excuse, and no clever defense can erase that. The case is getting darker, and the truth is finally pushing through the cracks. Don't miss what comes next. Subscribe to the channel and stay alert, and I'll see you in the next one.